Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Our top story, well, the Prime Minister's roadshow in Ayodhya. Remember, the Prime Minister is on a whirlwind campaign tour in Uttar Pradesh, and on Sunday he held a 2-kilometer long roadshow, and before that he also prayed at the Ram temple. Remember, this is the Prime Minister's first visit to Ayodhya, to the Ram Mandir, after the temple consecration ceremony. At the roadshow he was also accompanied by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. My colleague Tanish Punjabi sent us this report from Ayodhya.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's roadshow today, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Faizabad Member of Parliament and the candidate for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls accompanied him in the roadshow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit after the Grand Pran Pratishtha ceremony that happened in January. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi first did the puja at the Ram Mandir, and then of course held a massive 2-kilometer long roadshow which ended here at the Lata Mangeshkar Chowk. It started from the entrance of the Ram Mandir entrance. Now today the roadshow just comes at the day when the campaigning for the third phase is over. Faizabad district goes to polling in the fifth phase of general elections. A very key important political seat, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi was here today. He held a roadshow, and ahead of the roadshow he did the puja. This visit is particularly important because it is the first visit after the Grand Pran Pratishtha ceremony. With camera person Virendra Kumar Saini, Tanish Punjabi for NDTV.
And moving now to the political controversy in Karnataka over the sex tapes case. Well, H.D. Revanna, former Prime Minister Deve Gowda's son, has now been sent to a 3-day custody of the Special Investigation Team, though he says that this is nothing but a political conspiracy and that there have been no allegations against him for the past 40 years. The hunt for Prajwal Revanna continues. The CBI has tightened its noose and issued a blue corner notice. This as the Chief Minister has now set up a helpline for the survivors. Listen in.
ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನೂನು ರೀತಿಯ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ಆಂಟಿಸಿಪೇಟರಿ ಬೇಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಕಿಡ್ನಾಪ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಂಟಿಸಿಪೇಟರಿ ಬೇಲ್ ಸಿಕ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ವಜಾ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಆಂಟಿಸಿಪೇಟರಿ ಬೇಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ಸರ್, ಮಾಜಿ ಸಚಿವ PS ಪುಟ್ಟರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ರೇವಣ್ಣ ಅವರು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸರೆಂಡರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಪುಟ್ಟರಾಜ್ ಅವರು ಮಾಜಿ MLA ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಮಾಜಿ MLA
ಯಾವ ಪುಟ್ಟರಾಜ್?
ಮೇಲ್ಕೋಟೆ ವಿಧಾನಸಭಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ. ಮೇಲುಕೋಟೆ
ಅವರು ಲಾಯರಾ?
ಜೆಡಿಎಸ್
ಲಾಯರ ಅವರು
ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ
ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ಜಾರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Well, in fact, for the SIT, it was pretty pertinent to fight for at least 5 days of custody so that they could have H.D. Revanna's custodial interrogation in place. But then they did manage to get around 3 days of custody starting tomorrow until May 8th that I'm talking about. Well, this custodial interrogation becomes extremely pertinent for H.D. Revanna, for the SIT in terms of interrogating H.D. Revanna, because we are talking of serious allegations there that are doing the rounds. Also, in terms of not just this particular case, but also in terms of finding the whereabouts of Prajwal Revanna as well. Remember, there are lookout notices that have been issued, blue corner notice that could perhaps be issued starting Monday as well. The question is how and when Prajwal Revanna would return to India. In the meantime, yes, H.D. Revanna has spoken to the media stating that this is political conspiracy and that there are cases that are being filed against him without proper evidences. This was the statement that was made by H.D. Revanna there. Throughout the day, there were protests that took place in Hassan demanding the release of H.D. Revanna there. Protests that took place in Mandya as well from Congress women workers who said that Prajwal Revanna must be immediately arrested. So this has definitely become a political or a poll plank of sorts, especially when Karnataka gears up for the next phase of the Lok Sabha election. We'll have to see how this could affect the poll prospects of both the BJP as well as the Congress that will be having a major face-off there, and how this would also affect the poll prospects of the JDS as well, because we're talking of BJP JDS that are in alliance now. Back to you.
So the political fallout certainly will be serious in Karnataka. But moving now to the other big headline, well, a Congress leader from Maharashtra has stirred a controversy after he made a rather distasteful remark over Hemant Karkare's murder. Now remember, he was the man who died in the line of action while fighting terrorists during the Mumbai attacks. He said that it was actually an RSS-linked cop who shot him and not terrorist Ajmal Kasab, though later he backtracked on the remark, saying that he was just quoting from a book. Though the BJP has of course raked it up, saying that this is a distasteful remark, that the Congress is standing with terrorists. This, as the central BJP has now gone knocking on the doors of the Election Commission, seeking an FIR in the case. Listen in.
हेमंत करकरे साहेबांचा ती गोळी कसाबच्या बंदुकीतली नव्हती, कुठल्या अतिरेक्यातली नव्हती, तर ती गोळी एका पोलीस अधिकाऱ्यांची होती, RSS समर्पित. त्यावेळेस ते पुरावे लपवणारा देशद्रोही कोण असेल तर तो उज्ज्वल निकम आहे. आणि अशा देशद्रोहाला जर तिकीट भारतीय जनता पक्ष देत असेल तर मात्र हे देशद्रोह्यांना पाठीशी घालणारा पक्ष आहे का, हा प्रश्न येतो.
आज सवाल कि आपके मुंबई के उज्ज्वल निकम का, वो तो मैंने नहीं कहा हूँ, वो तो SM मुशर्रफ जी ने जो लिखा है किताब में, उसी का हमने दाखला दिया है कि जब सब कुछ था, हेमंत करकरे के बारे में जो गोली चली थी, वो गोली के बारे में जो अतिरेकी की गोली नहीं थी तो फिर किसकी गोली थी, उस बारे में जो लिखा था उसी का संदर्भ हमने दिया था.
तर हे काँग्रेस राष्ट्रवादीचे नेते, विरोधी पक्ष नेते त्या ठिकाणी म्हणतात उज्ज्वल निकम यांनी अजमल कसाबची बदनामी केली. आता यांना चिंता कोणाची आहे? अजमल कसाबच्या बदनामीची. ज्या अजमल कसाबने मुंबईमध्ये येऊन बॉम्बस्फोट केले, त्या अजमल कसाबची यांना चिंता आहे. अरे महायुती उज्ज्वल निकमांच्या मागे आहे आणि ही महाविकास आघाडी अजमल कसाबच्या मागे आहे. तुम्हाला निर्णय करायचा आहे, कोणाच्या पाठीशी आपल्याला उभं राहायचं आहे.
And Radhika Ramaswamy is now joining us live on the phone line. So Radhika, now the central BJP, after the Maharashtra BJP filed a complaint, has now gone on knocking on the doors of the Election Commission. They seek an FIR in the case.
Yes, that's right. So, controversial statement, of course, made by Congress leader Vijay Wadatiwar that has triggered a political storm. In fact, the BJP, both the state BJP and the central BJP, has approached the Election Commission seeking action against Congress leader Vijay Wadatiwar for his comment that police officer Hemant Karkare was not killed by Ajmal Kasab, and it was Ujjwal Nikam who had suppressed facts about this in the court when he was a public prosecutor. Remember, Ujjwal Nikam is in fact contesting elections this time from Mumbai North to Central constituency. The BJP in its letter has said this entire statement undermines national security. This communal card is being played. This not only contradicts the facts adjudicated by the judiciary, but also affects national security, and this is only going to fan communal tension in the country. So therefore, BJP has sought unconditional apology from Vijay Wadatiwar, also action in the form of FIR against him, and related action as far as Vijay Wadatiwar is concerned. It also says that he should be refrained from further campaigning till the conclusion of the ongoing election, and also goes on to say that it should direct President of Congress to rein in their campaigners and office bearers to refrain from making unverified and ludicrous and outrageous comments. So yes, multiple complaints has gone before the Election Commission as far as the entire controversy surrounding Congress leader is concerned.
Right, Radhika, thanks very much for joining us with that update there. So this issue is certainly going to dominate the poll discourse in the run-up to the polls in Mumbai. In other news now, a rather distasteful remark by a former Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi. He said that the terror attack in Poonch and the Air Force officer who was killed was all a stunt, a pre-election stunt by the BJP. An absolutely bizarre remark there, though the BJP of course has condemned it, saying that this is an extremely cheap remark and it's always a Congress which is condemning the actions of the army. Take a look.
ऐसा है कि ये स्टंटबाजी हो रही है, हमले नहीं हो रहे. पिछली बार भी जब इलेक्शन आते हैं तो ऐसे स्टंट खेले जाते हैं और बीजेपी को जिताने का संविधान तैयार किया जाता है. ये तैयार किए हुए सारे पहले से तैयार करके हमले करवाए जाते हैं। ये बीजेपी को जिताने का एक स्टंट होता है।
मेरा एक सवाल कांग्रेस पार्टी से, क्या 1962 का युद्ध, 1965 का युद्ध, 1971 का युद्ध, क्या ये कांग्रेस ने चुनाव जीतने के लिए करवाए थे? इससे घटिया बयान जिस पे कांग्रेस पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष को माफी मांगनी चाहिए, सोनिया जी और राहुल गांधी जी को माफी मांगनी चाहिए, देश से माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
And news now from West Bengal in the Sandesh Khali controversy. Just a day after a sting operation surfaced, which was, of course, a rather controversial sting operation in which a man was seen claiming that there were no rapes that took place in Sandesh Khali. Now the man has said that this was an AI-generated video and that his voice was manipulated. Take a look.
Another twist in the Sandesh Khali tale. After a sensational claim that there were no rapes in Sandesh Khali, this BJP leader now says he is victim of a fake video. If Gangadhar Koyal, a local level BJP leader, is right, he will not be the first victim of a fake video this election season. Both Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Congress leader in Lok Sabha Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary have faced a similar predicament. Koyal has complained to the CBI. The Trinamool responded, terming it predictable.
আমার বিরুদ্ধে যে ভিডিওটি ভাইরাল হয়েছে এটা পুরোপুরি চক্রান্ত এবং ষড়যন্ত্র। আমার গলাকে বিকৃত করে হাই টেকনোলজির মাধ্যমে আমার গলাকে বিকৃত করা হয়েছে। আমাকে এবং আমার দলকে এবং সন্দেশখালী মায়েরা যারা আন্দোলন করেছে তাদেরকে কালিমালিপ্ত করার জন্য এবং আমার বিরোধী দল নেতা শুভেন্দু অধিকারীকে কালিমালিপ্ত করার জন্য এটা তাদের চক্রান্ত। আমি सीबीआई इंक्वायरी दाबी करब, আমি सीबीआई के काছে যাব।
देखिए सीबीआई तो एक साइड से बीजेपी का एक शाखा संगठन है, सिस्टर कंसर्न ऑफ बीजेपी, इंडिपेंडेंट इम्पार्शियल सेंट्रल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अभी सीबीआई रहा नहीं।
The TMC sees the sting operation, however, as a major shot in the arm. Trinamool National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee hit out at the BJP and leader of opposition Shubhendu Adhikari for maligning Bengal by creating a false narrative of rape and usage of the Sandesh Khali allegations to falsely target the TMC ahead of elections.
He sees conspiracy in everything. He saw conspiracy in Narad sting operation. If he thinks it's a conspiracy, why isn't he taking action against Gangadhar Koyal? He instead tweeted a video of Gangadhar Koyal from his own ex-handle, justifying that this video is distorted and concocted.
How can a statement from a single person ignore the affidavit filed by more than 600, 700 people, including the women?
Sandesh Khali is clearly a poll hot potato with both the BJP and the Trinamool Congress taking clear positions. And with the campaign heating up, this flashpoint is unlikely to simmer down. In Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
And moving now to news from Madhya Pradesh, the sand mafia striking again. A policeman was allegedly mowed down by the sand mafia in Shadol of Madhya Pradesh. The deceased has been identified as Assistant Sub-Inspector Mahendra Bagdi. He was crushed to death when he tried to stop the speeding tractor. Take a look.
Authorities in Shahdol demolishing the house of the main accused in the murder of a cop. Assistant Sub-Inspector Mahendra Bagri had gone to arrest an accused with his two colleagues at Badoli village. They saw a tractor loaded with sand coming towards them near Khadoli village. He stepped down from his vehicle and asked the tractor trolley driver to stop, but instead the driver mowed him down to death.
इस ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉली के साथ में एक जैसे बाद में आरोपी पकड़ा गया, उसी समय जो ड्राइवर था उसने बताया कि उसके साथ में एक साथी और है जो ट्रैक्टर मालिक का बेटा है। वो लोग इस तरह की गतिविधि में पहले चलते हैं रास्ता देखने के लिए। उसको भी पुलिस ने हिरासत में ले लिया है।
A local revenue department official was crushed to death last year in November by a tractor allegedly belonging to the sand mafia in the same Shahdol district. Though the Madhya Pradesh government has ordered a crackdown on sand mafia, but the reality is that Madhya Pradesh Agriculture Minister Endal Singh Kansana was recently caught on camera saying that no action will be taken against sand mafia after Lok Sabha elections.
मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, मैं वो व्यवस्था कर रहा हूं चुनाव के बाद न पत्थर का ट्रैक्टर पकड़ेगा न रेता का ट्रैक्टर पकड़ेगा.
With Vinay Tiwari in schedule, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.
It's absolutely tragic there. With that, we'll take a short break now, but news continues on the other side.